If you've been following this channel for a while, you know that we talked about Metahero right before it took off for a 30 to 40x move for a lot of our followers. Congrats to you guys. From that time, we've been trying to wait and figure out where the actual metaverse is going to be held, and we have our answer. It's Everdome. This is a very, very highly sought project, and the sky's the limit on Everdome right now. But before we get into this, if you could take a quick second to throw a like on this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, go check out our Discord group and our Trading Accelerator program, and let's roll the intro real quick. Now, before we get into all that jazz with Everdome, I do want to go over the coin market cap and the tokenomics just a little bit. So Everdome, or Dome, is ranked 2800th on coin market cap. It's because they're not listed on 3 centralized exchanges yet. We're sitting at a $370 million market cap, which is relatively high, but nothing too crazy. Still has room for growth. We're looking at a max and total supply of 100 billion tokens. That means it's finite, it's deflationary. And the self-reported circulating supply is only 5.45 billion, so we have a very small circulating supply out at the moment. They do have a CertiK audit. They ranked very well on it. We're going to be going over that a little bit later in this video. And like I said before, they're looking to be the home for Metahero's tech. So they're the digital frontier for the first hyper-realistic metaverse, and it provides a destination for Metahero's remarkable tech to live, interact, and flourish, taking Metahero from the gateway into the metaverse, together with Everdome, to a fully ubiquitous Web3 experience, to the point where you take off your VR headset and you won't be able to tell what's real and what's not. Obviously, they have great long-term visions, grandiose visions, if you want to say that, and these are the type of projects that I love to invest in. Again, this isn't financial advice. These are just recommendations and things that I'm looking at. The first thing we're going to be looking at is the Dome. It provides an opportunity for everyone who's interested in a very real-to-life version of the metaverse. First thing we're looking at is the branding, where they're allowing companies and brands to have a focus on quality. You have the social aspect where people can hang out and engage in some gaming. You have the professional area to hold meetings, conferences, or any type of event within Everdome, and you can buy and sell products. So any company or brand that is within the Everdome ecosystem can provide products to their existing and new customers. They're also bringing in Dome Estate, which is their version of real estate, bringing in essentially the real estate version of Web3 experience. You'll be able to purchase land, buy, rent, and lease property. You can advertise within these certain spaces and charge for advertising space. And then finally, you wrap it up with the marketplaces, where Everdome really will help you facilitate the marketplace, which it allows you to increase your reach and your customer base. And it allows you to also offer new types of products for an exciting new world. Now, really, the interesting part about this is the gateway, and that the gateway is Metahero itself. Metahero and WDW, which is Wolf Digital, they're the ones that are partnered with Sony. They've come together to transport the world into the next frontier, into Everdome. So it's a combination of virtual world and real world. You'll have the gaming side, the virtual reality, the augmented reality, medicine, social media, and fashion, all built in within this. This might look familiar if you remember the Metahero video, and this is the Wolf Digital Globe. This is essentially how they get all of the objects 3D scanned into the metaverse. And what's really cool about this, if you didn't catch the Metahero video, is that everything that's getting put into here is relative size. So for example, if I went shopping within the Everdome Metaverse and I went to go put on a shirt, that shirt will be scaled correctly to my body size, because that'll be taken in the same little capsule that you see on the screen, which means that they're going to keep their relative size. So you can essentially try on shoes and try on shirts and really see how it would fit you to size based on how it scans into the metaverse, which is really incredible. And that's something that we've never been able to experience with online shopping, for example. So this is something that can really change the game for Web3 and just the metaverse in general. And within the tokenomics, they're very in depth. You have 15% to the team, 21% to exchanges, 12% to the strategic partners, 24% goes to staking, 0.5% to a private round, 10% to the company reserves, 30% to marketing, 7.5% to hero exclusive presale. Going into the roadmap, you can see we're really new on this project. They started in Q4. It's pretty basic. The website, establishing the plan, strategic partners. Going into Q1 of 2022. White paper is done. We're expanding the team. Tier 1 CEX launch was a centralized exchange launch, and we can see the other things that are going on. So the dev team is active. They have a lot of things that they're going to be building through 2022. So you will continue to hear about Everdome as we move through 2022. This looks to be a really exciting year, all the way going to the play to earn version 2. So we're gonna start to get version 2s like the light paper as well, coming out by the end of 2022. That's when things really start to get interesting, when the project has been around for a while and they're starting to make those active development changes and those bug fixes and things like that. And the last part I do want to go over before we look at the chart is going to be the CertiK audit, which you can see they're ranked top 30, which is great. They got a 92 security score, which is great. Now, even with this 92 score, you can see that they have 2 major issues that have not been resolved yet. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on that and make sure that they actually do solve those issues, because that's a pretty big thing if they're not fixing the major issues. But at the end of the day, they do have a 92 score, so if they're in the top 30, they're pretty safe, and I don't think it's going to be anything critical, or maybe it is fixed and this is just delayed. Now, one of the few places that you can buy this as a centralized exchange would be on OK Exchange or OKEx. Looking at this chart, we're looking relatively bearish. Now, this isn't financial advice, but we do look like we are having a little bit of room for more of a pullback and better buying opportunities. Now, if this is a long-term investment, you can always DCA your way in. That's a great opportunity. You are seeing a buy signal pop up on the stock bot right now, so you could get a nice little short-term play. But at the end of the day, based on the crossover technique, which if you want to learn more, I'll add the link to that video in this video. You want to see this red line cross over the LRC before we start to get truly bullish. If this does want to pump, we could see a nice little fake out. So if you are getting into a shorter term trade and you start to see price push up into like the 7 to 8 cent range, it could be a nice area to start taking profit on Everdome for the short term, while this and the market starts to correct itself. As you can see on the day, we're looking pretty strong, which is awesome. But there are some signs on the charts, specifically like the Bitcoin weekly, that are showing some weakness long term. And this is going to wrap up our video on Everdome. If you didn't get a chance to before, please make sure to throw a like on this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, go check out our Crypto Accelerator program and our Discord. Hopefully you're having a great morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on wherever you're watching this in the world. And we'll catch you on the next one.